So the real question is, why do they not work? I am not talking about career wala work. I'm talking about that work which involves running your household. So, for the two men who actually help out, give a fuck, understand that hey, it takes two to tango in this lifetime, I thank you, I appreciate you, I see you. I hope you absolutely multiply in number, and I hope I can manifest that for myself as well. Somebody who's kind and somebody who's actually very helpful. It's such a huge turn on for me when I clean up and when somebody's like, hey, you're doing this, let me help out, how can I help out? It's such a fucking turn on for me. I don't know what it is. Like, you want to help me? That's you're my hero. Like, that's the mentality that I have. No, but then seriously, this is like adulting. Okay, let's start the episode. Women have to work twice as hard. We are also expected to earn money, deal with misogyny in workplace as well as at home for some people. And work pay gap पे भी struggle है, manage करना पड़ता है household. We are expected to take care of both sets of parents and raise a baby simultaneously. And dare we say no to having a baby? Lol. Somewhere woman as a gender is cursed since the birth. क्यों मतलब देखो ना. Okay, I'll explain. When male is born in a family, it is celebrated with peda distribution. So this is an Indian sweet. For those two of you who don't know, peda, you can Google it. PEDA, peda distribution. While when a girl is born, kaju katli is given out. Look at this subtle way of discrimination since the birth. अरे भाई अभी जगी भी नहीं हूँ मैं, लाइक बच्चा हुआ भी नहीं है, एंड लुक एट द लाइक सांस भी नहीं लिया है बच्चे ने, एंड लुक एट द डिस्क्रिमिनेशन दैट इज हैपनिंग. एंड यू वुड थिंक कि यार अभी नहीं होता है, we've come to this is 21st century, this does not happen. But bro, trust me, अभी भी ऐसा होता है. Trust me, होता है. It still happens. It's still going on. Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Aditi. You're listening to Kai Pan Aditi, where we talk about whatever I want to talk about. Today, I want to talk about Raja Betas because I live with one currently, and a lot, like this episode was sort of a side effect or was triggered because of the recent event, you could say. Yeah, so here I am. Let's start with who are these Raja Betas? How do we define Raja Betas? So Raja Betas, according to me, ये मेरा personal opinion है, according to me are those boys who have not worked a day in their life. Now, Raja Beta is very open to interpretation from situation to situation and कैसा उनका family dynamic है, right? So for example, this person might be living, he's living an extremely pampered, privileged lifestyle without having to put any work to it. Maybe he has this weird mentality that cleaning a house is a woman's job and earning money is a man's job. Or he has lived a life where everybody did things for him and he did not have to work for it. Now, there might be multiple ways of how one can become a Raja Beta. I think मैं जब लिख रही थी ये स्क्रिप्ट, मैं सोच रही थी ये कहाँ से चालू होता है ये राजा बेटा वाला मेंटालिटी. वेयर डज इट एक्चुअली स्टेम फ्रॉम? I think it stems from having this very unhealthy dynamic set between this child and his parents. That's it. Like this unhealthy love towards the kid is where a Raja Beta is born. मुझे ऐसे भी लगता है कि शायद maybe this boy, did not have any examples in front of him set from birth where, a task is only a task. A task have got nothing to do with your gender. ये एग्जाम्पल शायद कोई किसी ने पोर्ट्रे नहीं कर पाया है उनके लाइफ में, एंड दैट इज़ वाई मे बी ही सॉर्ट ऑफ बिकम अ राजा बेटा, और मे बी ही इज़ द यंगेस्ट अमंगस्ट ऑल हिज सिबलिंग्स. मे बी उसको 2-3-4 बहनें हों एंड ही इज़ द लास्ट बॉय और द ओनली बॉय child in the house, and so there's always somebody to do things for him, which by the way in a bigger picture it's harmful, because then the kid would not know ki how to function properly in a real world, in the real world, कि भाई बिल कैसे पे करते हैं, ये क्या करना है, वो क्या करना है, ये कैसे करना है, घर कैसे चलाना है, घर में कितना पैसा लगता है, आटे का भाव क्या है, तेल का भाव क्या है. नहीं, क्यों पता नहीं है, बिकॉज अरे ये तो लड़कियों का काम होता है. राजा बेटास डोंट डू दैट. राजा बेटास गो आउट एंड हंट फॉर फूड एंड देन कम बैक होम, राइट. वीव कम टू द ओल्ड केव मैन वाला मेंटालिटी हो गया है राजा बेटा. एनीवेज, somewhere just maybe the relationship between this boy's mother and father was not healthy enough. मतलब वो दो पेरेंट के बीच में आई थिंक द रिलेशनशिप वॉज नॉट हेल्दी इनफ कि one set of parent decided to shift their focus from themselves to their child. मतलब instead of parent focusing on fixing their own marital problem and their own relationship problem and making it healthy for an healthy environment for the kid to thrive in, one set of parent forgets that, puts that problem issue aside and focuses completely and totally on raising the baby till the time they die. Till the time they die, they are Raja Betas. I still know people have shared me some weird bizarre examples. Like I know 50-year-old men who live with their parents as well as the wife, and the mother-in-law still expects the daughter-in-law to serve his kid garma garam warm roti with ghee on it. Like this, at certain point this has to stop, na. Like the boy is not a kid anymore. He's a 50-year-old bloody man. He can get up and cook for himself. Oh my god, how can they function if इतना अगर पैम्पर लाइफ अगर दे रहे हो तो फंक्शन कैसे कर पाएंगे, सस्टेन ही नहीं होगा लाइफ ये. हाउ कैन यू ग्रो अप when you are pampered to this level? That's hilarious. And that also sets an example to the next generation कि हाँ, वो जो रोल होता है ना कि आप रोटी बना रहे हो तो आप औरत हो इसीलिए आपका सिर्फ टास्क यही होगा, घर चलाना, रोटी बनाना, कपड़े धोना. दैट्स योर टास्क बिकॉज यू आर अ वुमन. दैट्स जस्ट fucked up. So a Raja Beta comes in all forms, shapes, sizes, age and mental state, depending upon different households and situationships and like money and everything, all of that. Now that we've established a Raja Beta, let's look at the opposite side of the spectrum. A woman needs to know everything, and if she does not know something, she's either yelled at कि अरे तेको तो ये भी नहीं पता है, or her mother is somewhere dragged into the conversation and verbally abused कि अरे तेरी मॉम ने तो ये भी नहीं सिखाया तेको. And this abuse na, this comes from both ends. So I'm not married right now, so the most I hear is कि तेरी सास मेरे को गाली मारेगी कि मैंने तेरे को कुछ भी नहीं सिखाया, and then the सास would be like तेरी मॉम ने तो कुछ भी नहीं सिखाया. Like in both the situation, somewhere we are so deeply rooted into this conversation कि भाई woman is equivalent to household chores, men are equivalent to hunting and providing. That's just fucked up. But now when the genders are reversed, it is now suddenly okay for the men to not know how to cook and clean, how to wash their own utensils, how to wash their own clothes, how to cook. Like this is adulting 101. It is not okay. Somehow somewhere the narrative needs to change na, कि यार भाई बर्थ से ही मैं मर्द हूँ. ही गॉटन दैट स्टैम्प, द गोल्डन टिकट, विली वोंका का गोल्डन टिकट कि यार मैं मर्द हूँ, आई एम द मैन ऑफ द हाउस. फक एवरीथिंग, फक एवरीबडी. No, that does not really honestly how the household works, right? Who do we women point fingers at now for not raising this boy? Mom or dad? Or both? At what length do women adjust and still be not good enough for their Raja Beta? Batao. I truly think this is where I think the dad's role, the father's role is significant. We learn from watching our parents, and so if one set of parent, aka mother, is being portrayed as a woman who only cooks and cleans, and the only responsibility of the dad in this picture is to work, then that's what the child will learn and also project in his relationship forward, right? So parenting is so goddamn important in this day and age, especially if you do decide to have a baby who may or may not, this is my personal opinion, who may or may not have future in 80 years because the current state of earth is pretty bad. Anyways, it is important to raise the next generation with a healthy mindset and a healthy working dynamic in the household itself. हम बाहर की बात भी नहीं कर रहे हैं. I used to have this neighbor. I never, they just weird. ठीक है, okay. So they were like nuclear family. Mom, dad, very, very humble. Got 2 kids, a boy and a girl. We all grew up, these kids and us kids, we all grew up together. We played together. I often used to see their dad would wake up early morning and go for a walk, come back and start cleaning his veranda. I was shocked for a second here कि भाई अरे झाड़ू मार रहा है, पानी डाल रहा है, just फटका लगा रहा है फ्लोर पे, he's brushing and sweeping and he just then goes out, gets milk, gets the morning chores done, like he's living in the house. So if he knew somewhere he was not contributing inside the house, so maybe the most he could help is like get the veranda in order, water the plants, see if there's anything that needs to be done. I don't know. This is the prime example, I guess, that I could tell you. And what's funny, a few weeks back I saw the son doing the same thing, doing the same chores. It's like you have to have this example in front of you to understand that gender has got nothing to do with any task when you're living together in the house. You have to run it together. That's that. You gotta have a live example of it in front of you, right? So this dad made his kid see, look, I am doing this and this is expected from you. But also the dad's father, the grandpa, also used to do the same chores. And he instilled this on him कि भाई हम वरांडा साफ करते हैं, रोज पूरा घर चौखा साफ रखना है, and you have to instill this in the future generation as well, right? So now the grandpa did it, the father does it, and now the child, the grandchild, whatever, that kid also do it, boy. I'm like, this is great. Like, you have to have this example in front of you, right? What I'm trying to say is, if you see a woman working, always reach out and say, let me help you. How can I help you? This is a huge green flag in my book. As I said, it's a huge turn on, yaar. This will absolutely get you laid every single time. So keep doing it till you die also, because you're an adult and you should also know all of these chores, and you're sharing this house with somebody. It's not just your room that you're living in a house, right? Yeah. So a few days back, it was the weekend, it was Saturday, I think it was Sunday. Chores needed to be done, wiping the doors clean, sweeping the floor, wiping the balcony ke jo kaach hote hain na, glass. My balcony is made out of glass, and so the glasses needed to be cleaned up, washed, and I scrubbed the kitchen clean. It was shining by the end of it. I cleaned the fan. Yeah, I complained a lot that day, yeah, for sure. And any human who does not know how to be a woman with hormones forever fluctuating will blow the fuck up. So I asked my brother to, contribute, and he went inside his room and he started cleaning, his room. I was like, okay. I waited to see if he would ever show up outside his room and clean the common living space that we both share, or even help clean the balcony, but nothing. Ledu, kuch bhi nahi. We ended up arguing over it. What I understood was, he was okay living alone. Eventually, he would have to get back to the task when he had the time, as he said. I was told that I complain because now I actually have to get the task done, which I used to earlier not do when I was living with my parents, which I partially disagree. And last but not the least, my existence hardly matters, which means I should move in with my parents back again. I told him, trust me, if I had that option, I would have moved the fuck away. It's just the job is in Mumbai. That's that. This episode is all because he was asked to do a chore and contribute to the household, and he chose to ignore me. He chose to decline. So, the one term I heard twice or thrice in our often back and forth conversations, arguments is, "You're such a bitch, Aditi." I am that bitch, honey. But why are you such a Raja beta? Yes, there, I said it. When you have a kid, both set of parents are equally responsible for raising you. Nobody wants to deal with such Raja betas whose only role, being the man of the house, is to go out and hunt. This has never really worked out. I just am not okay with this. When you're sharing a household, when you're living in, it's just common practice, I could say. Basic etiquette होना ज़रूरी है when you're sharing your space with somebody. आप आपके भाई बहनों के साथ भी नहीं. If you're sharing in a living क्या बोलेंगे, if you're living in a sharing household with roommates, flatmates, you gotta keep the area clean, right? That's just the basic etiquette. I also have a lot of sympathy for our mothers somewhere, because what they saw and knew is what they taught us, right? Somewhere, even they were under the pressure of patriarchy in general and did their best, I would say. But sadly, when best isn't enough in 2023, that's when they need to be vocal and not get blinded into this pampering wala business, Because this is real, yaar. This pampering wala scene is extremely real. Yeah, it hurts. That's that. Alright, thanks for tuning in. This is Aditi. You're listening to Kai Pan Aditi. I'll see you in my next week's episode. Bye.